Okay, well, this is where the journey starts, and I thought it only appropriate that we live in Anaheim, that we'd start at an Anaheim resort bus stop. Well, really, this is a story of Disneyland in a certain way. At the beginning, we had an entry out by the front yard. It's very understated, a little bus stop, and it brings the visitors, which are all about 3.5 inches tall, on a trolley into the backyard. This is what's known as a garden railroad. It's a hobby that is becoming more and more popular. These large-scale trains can run outdoors year-round, and that's what I started doing about 10 years ago. Over the years, have developed a Disney theme here, living close to Disneyland and having worked at Disneyland through my college years. As an architect, I always enjoyed building models, and I thought, what a great idea if I build quality models for weathering that could last outdoors and put them in the yard.
All aboard! All aboard!
All aboard! Let's go!
I took photographs of each of the existing buildings and brought them home and produced drawings of them, just as if I was building full-scale buildings. A lot of that was with help from cast members to get the right photographs and color swatches and that sort of thing.
Your attention, please. The Disneyland Limited, now arriving from a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Passengers will stand by to board.
Disney never officially helped me out. The people at Disney probably don't know anything about this. It was just operators that I would come up and show them photographs of what I was doing and say, you know, when the train stops, can I hold up this color swatch next to it and take a photograph to see if I'm matching it? And they'd say, you know, so long as you're done, by the time we're ready to leave, we're fine.
Oh, the butt!
All of the rolling stock locomotives and those types and Main Street Station were laser cut acrylic. But the other buildings I built from scratch here with lathes and table saws.
Casey Jr.'s coming down the track with a smoky stack. Hear him puffin' coming round the hill.
I set out at the beginning of this railroad to have lots of little themes, little tabloids or little vignettes happening that if somebody were to observe them and look at the expressions on the characters' faces or the spacing of around them and their surrounding settings, that there's a little story being told. Walt Disney was all about story. Everything he did had a story to it, and I've tried to keep that thought here at the railroad also. There are 5 kind of distinct lands. We have Adventureland over here, which is kind of a jungle setting that features the Temple of Doom and the Indiana Jones attraction. We have Main Street over here. We have Fantasyland behind me, Frontierland over on the side, and then Tomorrowland over here, which features Star Tours. That's its Disney connection, but basically it's for all the Star Wars fans. There are 3 Star Wars films depicted over here. And it's not like Disneyland where you can spend 3 days and never see half of it. Here, you know, we're in a 60-foot backyard. The locomotives are very special to a lot of people, and each one has a great story behind them. The first 2 were built by Disney for Disneyland, and the other ones all have a long history of how they were acquired and refurbished and all about them. So I became intrigued with the locomotives and then set out to model each of them. And so each of the locomotives that you see here, the motor and wheel sets were from a manufacturer, Heartland Locomotive Works, but then everything above that was scratch built from drawings that I produced. When you ask about how much is invested time-wise, probably too much time, but there's worse hobbies to have. Actually, I've never kept any of the receipts. I don't know what it costs. I will never know what it cost, and it would take the fun out of it.
Is it running? I think so. Oh, got stuck. Yep, halfway through.